Are these award-winning products good for mature skin? Stick around to find out. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So recently Allure came out with their best makeup products and all of their best of beauty products for 2024. Now this isn't normally a video that I do every year. There are some creators that do it every year. I'll put their channels down below if you wanted to go check out their thoughts on the products as well. But what usually triggers me to do these type of videos, when I'm going through the list, I notice that I have a bunch of the products. And most times, if I have the product, obviously I've agreed with them that they are really great products. So that's what motivated me to create the video today. I only had to go out and purchase 2 of the products. So that made me very, very happy. There were products I already had on my list of wanting to try. The one product I was actually trying to wait for the Sephora sale, but when I saw that it was on the list, I went, I'll just go grab it right now. Now, certainly you can take it with a grain of salt. I know not everybody agrees with the best of beauty, like Allure award winners. Personally, that's something that I look for when I notice a product and I see it has that little red symbol above it, and that might influence why I buy it. Just being honest. I've heard that some of the companies, they actually pay Allure to have their product in their awards. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. All I know is that the products that are on the list for this year, I already had, and I really, really like them. There's like 300 plus products in all ranges from skincare, hair care. Now, I'm just focusing on the makeup. I usually don't go into like the skincare and hair care type of products. And I do have a mixture of the drugstore version and also the higher end, or I'm going to say Sephora version. The only thing I did notice is that there wasn't as many drugstore products on the list as there was the higher end versions. So we have a ton of products to get through, so I just want to jump right into it. I will say that there is, I'm going to say the majority of these products you have seen on my channel at one time or another. Where I can, I will link some of those videos down below. I'm going to try and do more of a speed review just because I do have a lot of products to get through. I will say the one kind of skincare product that I do use on a continuous basis, and I just have a little version of it because I wasn't sure if I should buy like the full size version, and I will be, during the Sephora sale, I will be going out and purchasing the full size version of this. But it's the Drunk Elephant. These are the D-Bronze Sunshine Drops. These were one of those products that went viral. I think it was earlier this year, and the product was very, very hard to find. So the suggestion is to mix these drops in with either your moisturizer, your serum, whatever you're using on your face, or you can just apply it directly onto the face. So what I do is I always mix it in with my moisturizer, and I find it just kind of gives me like a really healthy looking glow. And the amount of drop that you use is going to be dependent on how glowy you're going to look or how tanned you're going to look. So today I mixed it in with the Merit the Great Skin, that new moisturizer. I've been loving, loving, loving this moisturizer. So what I usually do is put a pump of moisturizer and then also like 1 to 2 drops of the Drunk Elephant, and then mix them together and then put them on my face. I do let that sit for a few minutes before I start applying other products. Now the drops aren't just like a bronzing drop. They're also, it's really good for your skin. It helps with uneven skin tone. There's ingredients in here that are also helping with firmness of your skin, and it's good for like dark spots. So if you have hyperpigmentation or any sort of like other little spots on your face, great for that as well. Next, moving into brow. So this was no surprise to be on the list, and it's the Maybelline, the Build-A-Brow. I have this one in the shade dark brown. This one was a hit the minute I started using it. I use this all the time. What is great about it is it's a felt tip type of brow product, but I can't believe how well it gives me hair-like strokes. It fills in and gives like such great fullness to the brow. I do have that on today. It is a dual-ended eyebrow product. So on the one side gives you the product, and I just kind of even flick it on. Look at how well it just gives you those hair-like strokes. And then on the other side, which I usually don't use this all that much, but it's like a little wax. So when you're done putting the product on, then just run this through the brow. It does say it lasts for about 24 hours. I don't keep my makeup on that long, so I can attest to that. Sweat proof, water resistant, comes in several different shades. And yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying this one. So next on the list is primer. I am a big advocate for primer, especially for maturing women. I know some people will say that they don't need it, and that's fine. I find it really does help my skin with it being so dry. This just gives it a little bit more extra hydration, fills in any sort of fine lines. So the one that Allure chose is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, which again, not a surprise. I love the original putty primer, which is the circular one, and it's more dense. That one I apply more strategically around where I have my bigger pores, which is around my nose area. I do feel it on my forehead where I have a few more wrinkles. So I was so happy to see when they came out with a liquid version. I thought that was a fantastic idea. What's great about it is you just apply it like a lotion. It is so creamy. It absorbs really quickly into the skin. There's no residue. There's no, like right now, it feels like there's nothing on my skin. And I'll even use like a primer, certainly before I use foundation. But even if I'm just using like a tinted moisturizer that day, I'll put a little bit of primer on. Especially for foundation, I find it does help my makeup stay on longer. If I'm very careful and put it right where my smile lines are, I find the like foundation that I'm using that day doesn't do as much settling. Big fan of primers, and especially this one. Now this next category was a bit of a toughie for me, so I did narrow it down to the couple of products that I do have of it, and it's the eye category. So the one that I have on today, was so happy to see it on the list, is the Merit, the little solo eyeshadows. These are wonderful, wonderful products. And I did try and use both of them today. I have two different shades. One is called Studio and one is called Social. Studio is more of like a brown shade. And that one I applied all over my lid. They're great for a few reasons. One is they are a one and done eyeshadow. I use my finger. You can use a brush if you want, but I just personally use my finger. They are a cream to powder formula. So that one's Studio. Now, I will say the only thing that you have to be really careful with is you have to work fast with these. They do dry down quickly. So what I did was I put Studio all over my lid, like I said, and then I put Social, which is a pretty, like a dark plum shade, and I applied that one onto my mobile lid. Great combination. These will not budge. Once it's on, it does not budge. I'll give you an example of that when this is gonna dry here, and I'll show you in a minute that I won't be able to get it off. What's also great about these is it's a matte formula. Whenever you hear, mature skin, please, you should be wearing matte eyeshadows. This is matte. I sometimes go against the grain. I do put a little bit of shimmer on my lids. You guys know that, but for the most part, you should just use like a flat matte product on your lids, and that doesn't accentuate fine lines. And then the other eyeshadow that they have, now I have the full-size version of the palette, so it's the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. Now the one that was chosen for the award are the mini versions of it, but what I did today was I used this well-used palette. Love the color story on it. I went ahead and I used this shade, it's called Shimmering Pearl. So I used that one right there. And that I just put on my mobile lid about halfway, and that's the little bit of shimmer that you see. This is a stunning palette. So what I thought was great is that if you don't want to fork out the dough for the big full-size palette, going and getting the little mini version is just as good. And then for best eyeshadow stick, the one that was chosen is the Laura Mercier Shadow Sticks. Again, no surprise really. These really are like an iconic shadow stick. I just have like a mini version, but these stay on all day. That one right there. Gorgeous shade. It's like the perfect again, one and done type of product. So I will say in the eyeshadow realm, great products. I agree with all of those. And the eyeliner was a drugstore eyeliner that was chosen. And this was chosen as best gel eyeliner. And it's the L'Oreal. This is the Infallible, a 24-hour. I have this in the shade brown. So this one is great for tight lining. That's what I did today. So I used it as my tight line product. And then I did run it a little bit along my upper lash line. This one has no transfer. So if you can see right now, so even with it being on my top waterline, it didn't transfer down onto my bottom waterline. I don't have anything on my bottom waterline, which is fantastic. That is one of the things about tight lining, is some of those products transfer down onto your bottom waterline, and I don't always want that. So I think that was one of the benefits of this, and especially with the drugstore, it's an affordable product. So I do agree with this choice. Now, a product that was included in the base category, the base category I forgot to mention was also that e.l.f. the primer that's considered base. Well, this was one of the products I actually had to go out and purchase. Like I said, I had it on my list, so it's not that big of a deal. So this is also a first impression. So I will give you guys an update on at the end of the night of how this wore. But it is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Soft Lit Naturally Luminous Long Wear Foundation. I do have this one in the shade 150. Wow. How pretty is this foundation? When I started applying it, and I'm looking in the mirror as I'm putting it on, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. I couldn't believe how, look at how luminous my skin looks today. And I thought, oh my goodness, has this now reached my new favorite kind of status? I don't know, we'll see. So it's supposed to be long wearing. It's giving me more of like a natural finish, like a medium finish. I can still see some of my skin poking through, but very, very hydrating. Like it feels like I have nothing on my skin right now. So I'm gonna say I've had this on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours already before I've started filming here. It has done like no settling whatsoever in my fine lines. That's always my first test for a foundation. If it does that, you're out. I love the packaging. The packaging's really nice. Like this is glass. It is a pump packaging. And I only used, I did one pump and that was good. It did my whole entire face. And from what it says, it's one of those products that's probably really good for the summertime because it is supposed to be sweat proof and humidity proof. So I'm actually kind of bummed now I didn't buy it earlier, but we'll see. We'll give this a shot. But so far, really liking it. It's like, I'm like blown away by the glowiness and the hydration that it's given my skin. So far so good. This one I really do agree with for an award winner. Now it was a little bit disappointing that I didn't see a drugstore concealer in the mix. I thought for sure like my favorite L'Oreal concealer. I'll put the thumbnail here for you guys if you haven't checked it out, where I did a whole first impression on that concealer. I think that's an awesome one, but anyhow. But I was happy to see that the one concealer that I do have in my stash that did win an award is in the clean category. And that's the one by Haus Labs. So the actual name for it, this is a mouthful, so just give me a second. It's the Haus Labs, the Triclone Skin Tech Hydrating and Depuffing Concealer with Fermented Arnica. I love this concealer. This is a great one. What I like about it is it's very hydrating under my eye. So I'll come a little closer, but if you can see, I did not add any powder. I did not add powder to my face at all today, like neither on my face or my under eyes. And hopefully you can see how hydrating my under eye area looks. That's what I really like about this. It is a thicker formula. So you don't need a lot of this. So I just went in today. I just put a little bit in the corner of my eye, and then I always put a little bit at the end of my eye. And that just kind of helps clean up any of the, any eyeshadow or anything like that I have. And then I used my Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush and just blended it in. It blends in like a dream. It's great for dark circles. It's long wearing. It brightens the under eye area up. Oh, I forgot to tell you what shade I have. I have this in the shade 05 Fair Peach. So it does have a little bit of a peach quality to it, which is going to help neutralize that darkness under my eye. It gives more of a natural finish, and it's more medium coverage. I'm not going to say it's like a full coverage concealer. It's more medium. So that's the shade right there. Blends in so easily. which makes it nice if you're somebody that just likes to use your finger to apply your concealer. And remember I was saying about the eyeshadows? Like I am actually really rubbing on the back of my hand. You can see that, and they're not budging. They stay on. So I was quite pleased to see that this concealer made it to the list. Now they did have a powder foundation on the list. With my mature skin and dry as the Sahara Desert, I really try and stay away from powder foundations. They actually kind of scare me. but I did purchase this one because I used it in a video. I'll put the thumbnail right here for you. It was my concealer hack video. This is what the product that was being used as the demonstration. So I did go out and purchase it. I did have a viewer reach out and ask if I could do a tutorial on it. I'm a little scared actually to do that. I'll maybe include it in a makeup tutorial video soon. But this one I find isn't as bad as other powder foundations. It's very silky. What I used actually, it felt like I was using it as like a finishing powder. And maybe the difference with it is because it says it's a hybrid powder foundation. But we'll see. If I feel brave enough one day, I may give it a try and test it out. Then I was really, really happy to see my favorite mascara was on the list. So that wasn't a surprise. It's the CoverGirl Cleantopia. This is my well-used one. There's stuff all over it. I actually need a new tube. Now what they didn't include was the other shade that I have. They were showing the Cleantopia, the green one, but I also have the darker version, which is like an aquamarine blue. This is my favorite right now. And I think even with it being aquamarine blue, it would be suitable for all all eye colors. But this is super. I love this mascara. It is very gentle on the lashes. It's not a tubey mascara, but it does remove easily at the end of the night. It doesn't flake. It doesn't smudge. It never clumps. Like I have never had an issue ever with this clumping on me. You can just keep applying and applying and applying. Not an issue. I'm not going to say it gives me crazy lengthening, but it gives me some decent length. So like I said, so happy that I saw that this was on the list. Now there was a few bronzing products on the list, but I'll show you the ones that I have in my stash. Now I did just use this one in a recent video, so I didn't want to use that on my face today, but it's the Patrick Ta bronzing contour. So his products are just like the little flap comes out open. So it's a powder and a cream. And I really enjoyed this when I used it in my video. Very nice, blends it, like the cream product blends in great. And the two products really work well together. But the one I do have on today is a product I haven't used on my channel in quite some time. And it's the LYS. It's the No Limits Cream Bronzer Stick. And I have this one in this shade, Harmony. So it's a twist up. Comes like a little triangle. Now you can certainly apply this directly to your face if you want. I just prefer to use like some sort of brush product. I find I have a little bit more control that way. You don't need a lot of this. A little bit goes a long way. But what I do like about it is it does blend in really easily. I don't have any problems with it like streaking on me. It never looks cakey. The shade, this particular shade, just stays really true on my skin tone. What's great about this is it's not only just a bronzer, you can use it as like a contour. It does give more of like a fuller coverage look to the face. It is very hydrating. There's some days where if I use this, I don't even use a highlighter. It gives me some like nice luminosity right above my cheekbone. It helps give that nice radiant appearance to my skin. You can build it up if you want, but like I said, a little goes a long ways. So it was nice to see for blushes that they actually had a higher end version and also a drugstore version. So for the higher end version, this is like a cult classic, iconic one. It's the NARS, a powder blush. So I do have this one in the shade that I won't say it because it might trigger something. It might trigger a flag or something on it, so I won't say the name. But this particular shade is beautiful on the skin, very silky product, and goes on quite nice. So the drugstore version of this now is the Milani. This is the Luminoso Baked Powder Blush. I mean, this is so, and I think I used this in a recent video not knowing that it was going to be part of the Allure, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. A very pretty peach shade. It's never too powdery looking, blends in easily, stays all day. I don't find this one fades at all. So happy that they had a great... I'm surprised actually because this has been around forever. Very, very pleasantly surprised to see it on the list. Now the highlighter, this was a favorite of mine at my year-end review that I do every year of all the products that I've tried. This was on my list. So it wasn't a surprise to see it on the Allure list. And it's the Rare Beauty. This is the Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter. I have this in the shade Mesmerize. Again, I think I just used this in a recent video, not knowing it was an Allure Beauty Award winner. What a beautiful product. Silky, silky soft. Like I can't even describe how that feels right now when you put your finger on it. It's literally just buttery, silky product. Lasts all day. This does not fade at all. It's subtle. It doesn't look like a blinding highlighter. And then what I was very happy to see is they also have like a tool, a category as well. Well, my favorite highlighter brush, which is the Sigma, the F03 brush. This was one of the favorite highlighter brushes. So that made my day because I use this. I think I use this in every video, every makeup tutorial video. I think I have this one. So that again wasn't a surprise to see it, but it is a great highlighter brush and great highlighter. All right, so for the lips category, this is where things started becoming a little bit difficult for me not to talk about them. So we'll go in order of how I have applied them on my face. All I did today was use the lip liner that was on the list. So it's the Makeup by Mario. This is the Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencil. It's in the shade Hue, so it is a pencil that you do have to sharpen. He always includes like products like that in his packaging. So when you buy the lip liner, the lip liner sharpener comes with your package. Love this shade. It's like a dusty rose. So what I did is I filled in my whole entire lip with the product. And what's remarkable about it, even though it's like a sharpener type of pencil, it's very creamy and very pigmented. Like this color I've had on for as long as I'm going to say a couple hours now. I've had this on. It hasn't faded at all. And I've been drinking some water and stuff like that. Doesn't fade. So it stays on. And then all I did was fill in with the other product that was on the list. And it's the CoverGirl, the Clean, Fresh, Yummy Gloss. I have this one in the shade Havana Good Time. I'll reapply a little bit more. Now, keep in mind, this is a gloss, so it doesn't, I'm not going to say stay on forever. But this is just a great product. I think it went viral when it first started coming out, but it's not like a sticky gloss. I don't really like those types of ones where they gummy and sticks to everything. Like if your hair happens to get around it, sticks to your lips and stuff. Don't like those ones at all. This is not like that. So that's all I have on my lips today. They didn't have like a lot of lipsticks in the categories, so that's why I kind of played around with these products. And then in the lip oil category, they have the e.l.f. lip oils, which was awesome. I totally agree with that. I have the two shades. One is Rose Envy, and one is just Crystal Clear. This one I like because it deposits a little bit of like color if you want some color on your lips. And then obviously this one's like a clear. What's so great is they're just affordable. Like how affordable are e.l.f. products? And then I've had this on my channel a few times. It's the Glow Recipe. This is the lip balm, but it's a gloss also. And you can use this one at night as a lip mask, which is what I do once in a while. And it stays on like all night. Like when I wake up in the morning, it's still on my lips. So you can see how it's I don't know if I can get any on my hand here without it being all sticky. But that's the difference between this and other products is it's not only a balm, but I like how you can like use it throughout the day as like a lip gloss. And that's on top of lipstick. It has hyaluronic acid in it, which is going to help give that hydration to the lip. And then the other product that they had that I know for sure this one went viral because it was really hard to get like any shades at all of this. And it's the Ole Henriksen, the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. Now I have this one in the shade Citrus Sunshine. But this is like just like a lip balm type of product. Like you squeeze it up and then apply it onto your lips. super hydrating. Again, sometimes I'll use this one at night, or I'll apply it on my lip right before I'm doing my makeup. I think this is a great product for, especially now as we're coming up into some drier seasons. This would be great for the winter time. So really, really enjoying this one. And then last but not least, this was the second product that I had to run out and get. But I saw that they had in the eye category lashes, but not just any lash. They showed specifically half lashes, which is all I wear now. I hardly ever wear full strip lashes anymore. I'm going to show you guys a little clip of when I just applied the one lash on the one side, what a difference it makes to your whole eye. So the one that they chose was the one by the Kiss brand. So now I'm usually like an Ardell lash person, but I have used Kiss in the past. So this is Kiss, the new natural effortless minimal look, and they clean and define look with a lifted effect. But what I saw was it was called, just like on the corner here, it says it's a half lash. So that is what I have on today. And how easy were those to put on? So I think I've discovered now my new favorite lash, because now I don't have to go and, because what I usually do is I take one, like a normal strip lash, and I cut it in half and I use those as my half lashes. But these ones come already done, and it's the perfect length actually. I didn't have to adjust them at all. Sometimes I do have to like even trim them a little bit more, but these ones fit perfectly, and I can't believe like what an uplifting look it gives to the eye. For my first time trying them today, I'm in love. Like I'm gonna go purchase some more of these, because I don't want to be without them now. Very happy I saw those. Okay, so I just had to pop on and show you guys how good this foundation is looking. I am really impressed. This looks like amazing. I've had this on, I'm gonna say about 5 hours now since I was filming and all that sort of stuff. I said I would give you guys an update at the end of the night of how it's wearing, but I just had to pop on and show you, like, this is looking so good. I am thrilled that I bought it. So if you are looking for a new foundation, highly recommend the Fenty Beauty. All right, so let me know if you've tried any of these products and if you agree that they are award winners. I know I certainly do. Everything will be linked and listed down in the description box for you guys. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you're not already. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!